So, we didn't win the FedEx grant. I know, it's a shocker. It's news.
Why didn't you tell me before?
I wasn't sure if you could handle it.
I think I'm sitting down.
Yeah. So a lot of people were asking if we could start a Patreon or a Kickstarter, GoFundMe, or something like that. So we decided to start a Patreon.
So here we are.
Woohoo!
What does that entail, Craig?
So
Well, let me see if I can say that more woodenly. What does that entail, Craig?
So basically, if there's a lot of people who aren't familiar with Patreon, I've never really been on Patreon, so I'm just kind of learning about it right now. Basically, people can just donate every month. I think you can do one-time donations, and then I think there's also monthly donations, things that you would give people money for. But the cool thing about Patreon is usually you'll get something back from what you put in. So maybe, like, I think other YouTubers like give out like T-shirts or something for monthly Patreon things, private live streams, stuff like that. Just a lot of different stuff. So that's kind of what we would do. So I guess right now we're going to do like a run through of like kind of the stuff that we thought of. So like this is just like off the top of our head, this is what we thought of. We're totally open to new ideas because this is going to be, if you guys are going to be on Patreon, on our Patreon, then you guys should have a say in what you get.
Because it's kind of all about you.
Yeah, it's all about you guys. So, you know, we want to make sure that if you guys are doing Patreon, you're getting what you want. So these are just our ideas, and hopefully there can be like jumping off points that are like just to, you know, spark ideas. If you guys have any great ideas, we'd love to hear them. If you want to leave them in the comments down below. So, the first one I wanted to mention was because people were saying you could do like a Candy of the Month club, but that would be kind of difficult because there'd be like shipping would be like different prices for everyone. But Mom said that there's like a function on Shopify.com where you might be able to look into that.
Yes, which I will be exploring, but I'm just trying to refill the shelves from Easter.
Yeah, so basically once we get everything restocked up from Easter, then we can start doing like looking into international shipping.
Special projects.
Yeah, like Shopify, T-shirts,
water bottles,
and like
mugs,
vegan
hats.
Candy.
Hats.
Vegan chocolate.
Actually, I have
taffy.
Samples of vegan chocolate headed my way for us to taste.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be a great video too. So that's one thing we will be looking into that doesn't have anything to do with Patreon. That's the first one. So the first Patreon thing I'd like to talk about is like just Patreon only live streams. So we're not sure exactly what the price we want to do for any of these. So if some of you guys want to give ideas for those too, that'd be great. But Patreon only live streams just because we've tried to do live streams with YouTube, and like we can't keep up with the comments. Like they go so fast. Like I remember like Mom was like trying to read them. She's like she got to like maybe 20% of the people who were trying to comment.
They kept retyping it.
Yeah,
they were not a lot of quitters. I'll tell you that.
And you know we will be probably doing some Patreon live streams, but like we're still gonna be Instagram live streaming. Like we're still gonna be doing YouTube live streaming every once in a while too. But like so expect live streams just as often as we have been, but also on Patreon if you're interested in that. But
Patreon would be a smaller audience.
Yeah.
So they'd get more one-on-one attention.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's why we want to do it, just because then we can answer people, because then maybe like 30 people would be watching, or 10 people or something, and then you get all the attention you'd want. Ask any questions you want.
And we could also be more flexible as far as depending on the Patreon patrons, what times we did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's a good time for most people.
Yeah, because we have a lot of people from all over the world, so they would all have different times that they'd be interested in. So another thing we're thinking of is Hercules candy phone wallpapers that we could make. We could even make them for a desktop if people are as archaic as using computers, like me and Mom.
You'd be surprised, Craig. Yeah. I get stats on my website, and about half of the people go to my website using a desktop computer.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah. On my YouTube, I think it's mostly mobile, but there's probably like 40, 30%.
I'd say about 40% are mobile, and about 10% are tablets, which they don't really consider that mobile, I guess.
So Hercules candy phone wallpapers. Another one would be private Skype session, so that one would probably be a little bit more, but that would be like just you and just us. It'd be a video call, so you get to say hi to us, and like it'll be a video of both of us, which would be really cool. Because it'd be really cool to put a face to the name of like people who are commenting stuff all the time, and a voice. Having your name listed in the description of our videos as a thank you. So that'd be just like in the description of all the upcoming videos that would be shooting. So this one, I wrote monthly handwritten postcards, but I don't know how feasible that would be to write out like a bunch of postcards. So
That's going to be your job.
yeah, no, that pretty much all this is going to be me. So I don't know about that one. I would like to do it, but
Have you seen his handwriting?
I don't have very good handwriting. I don't write very fast, and that would probably take like a whole day. So
When you say monthly, did you merely mean yearly?
we'll ask for. Oh, so another one would be like we'll ask for your input on T-shirt designs, ideas for future videos, stuff like that. So you kind of have like more like input into what we'd be doing. And then another one that Mom and I just thought of recently would be Hercules candy uncensored.
I didn't think of that.
Mom helped me think of it. So the reason that we don't swear or anything in our videos is because we know that like a lot of families like to watch our videos. A lot of kids, watch our videos too. But there are adults who watch our videos too. And when the camera's not on and there's no kids watching, Mom sometimes turns into a sailor. Karen too, actually, which is really funny.
Yeah, there's nothing like a swearing grandma.
Yeah, she makes me laugh so hard when I was just any swear word that she says is just funnier because it's coming from Karen. So I don't know if I actually haven't talked to Karen about it because we literally just thought of it. So it could be like Karen's weekly swears or something. I don't know, just like a video of like Karen rapping and just anything goes.
You say rapping, you're talking about rapping candy or
yeah, she could be rapping candy.
Okay.
Singing,
Maybe
whatever.
somebody could write some raps for Karen.
Yeah, and then she
rap.
could read them.
That'd be good. That'd be really good.
Yeah. Yeah, and so now that we have like all the ideas out.
One more idea. Your Papa Square and I are going to be maybe making taffy by hand this summer.
Mm-hmm.
We were still researching recipes, and I think I need some citric acid.
Well, that's what we have the cream tartar for, right? Isn't it like the same thing?
No, citric acid comes from citrus stuff.
Yeah, but people always ask why we don't use citric acid in our videos, and Dad says it's because we use cream tartar.
I don't know.
Anyway, it probably wouldn't be that hard to get a hold of.
No, I could get it from the same place I get my flavors.
Yeah.
Anywho, we're going to probably try making some taffy by hand, and then once we decide on a taffy recipe, and next year we'll probably shoot for a taffy machine, if and when we move to a new location, because we don't have the space down here for it. We need help with taffy flavors. We'd be letting you folks help us pick them out.
Yeah, so that'd be good for letting people have like more say in like what we're doing. Like
It's kind of like a candy co-op.
So just like so everyone knows where the money would be going. The money would actually all be going to me because my parents currently don't pay me for any of the social media stuff that I do for them.
He will work for food.
Yeah. I just get like the YouTube paychecks, and the YouTube paychecks are helpful, but they are definitely not so much that I can quit my job at Trader Joe's right now. So I am also working at Trader Joe's right now, and if I got enough money from Patreon so that I could quit my job, which I would be probably taking a pretty significant pay cut if I quit Trader Joe's and started living with just Patreon and YouTube. But I definitely have a lot more fun. So basically, if I were to get enough money from Patreon to do Patreon and YouTube all the time, you would basically be able to see more videos, you'd be able to see more Snapchats, you'd be able to see more Instagram stuff, because there are just some times when I literally I can't do it because I have to go to work. Or like the other day, I tried to shoot a video with Dad for Pecan Turtles, and we shot the beginning of it, but we couldn't shoot the end of it because he had to chalk cover it while I was at work, and we couldn't wait till later because once you put the caramel out, like it kind of like just like spreads out, so like we couldn't wait another day. So like he had to do it while I was at work, so that probably wouldn't happen anymore. Like we would probably be able to shoot more videos more often. Probably I wouldn't miss any opportunities to shoot any videos like the family secret recipe for like the buttercream videos. Like those ones were multi-day shoots, so we had to like really line up when we could do it because I was still working. So we had to do it like when I was available, but then I'd basically be available more often. And when people came to visit, I would be able to videotape them or like videotape the tours or take pictures for Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it is, just because I would be here way more often. And yeah, since Mom and Dad don't pay me for any of the social media stuff that I do, so they're getting like free social media coverage. But like the more stuff that I do, because you notice that like whenever I post something on YouTube, like that's when orders come in, right?
Yep.
So like there's a huge spike in orders, and people have often asked like, has business increased since we started YouTube? And it's increased.
Heck
like,
yes.
Like over like a couple thousand.
H-E double
right?
toothpicks, yes.
Like-
Now, if I was saying this on Patreon,
Yeah.
I might say the real word.
Yeah. So like, as far as online sales, it's increased like a couple thousand%, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been crazy.
So if I can make more YouTube videos, post more things on Instagram, Facebook, then mom and dad would be actually making more money. So
Yep.
it's kind of like a trickle-down effect that works in real life.
Yes, it's a trickle-down theory that actually works.
That actually works. So like if I were to get more money, I would be able to do it full time, and then I'd be able to just produce more content, not only for Patreon, but I would just have more time for YouTube and Snapchat and Instagram, Facebook, all those different things. And you know, since I am self-taught with video cameras and stuff like that, I have to do all my own research. So like there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you guys will never see, like me just like watching lectures of different functions on your camera. Like I had to teach myself all that stuff, and watching tutorials for how to edit videos and stuff like that. I've had to do that like for the past couple of years, and like so it really takes like a lot of time just to do YouTube. So then doing Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook and stuff on top of that is pretty difficult. So having a job is definitely cuts into that time. So basically what I'm saying is I would be able to have more time to do this, make more stuff for you guys, because there's been a couple times where there's like 3 or 4 days where we just didn't have any videos to post on YouTube just because I had to work for like 3 or 4 days in a row, so I didn't really have time.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I'll work like when mom and dad are working, and then like by the time I'm done, they're done. So like there's no way for me to shoot anything sometimes.
Here's a video of Mom sleeping.
Yeah, really. But yeah, that would basically.
Don't
for
ever
me-
do that.
Yeah, I won't. Probably. Yeah, but I feel like I'm being redundant right now. But yeah, that's pretty much. That's
So
it.
yeah,
That's
give
all,
us your ideas. What
Yeah.
what would you folks like to see
Mhm.
if we had a Patreon? What would you be interested in?